Hi, this is my farmer dementia quilt. I was trying to think of a certain person that would get this one, and I thought of a man who loves the land, so I chose greens and spots and things like that that might even represent crops and that sort of thing. I started obviously with this little John Deere fabric, and I've put slides and toggles and things, and this one you actually need to press to slide up and down. Okay, so it's just got a nice, they like smooth buttons with a bit of history on them or something like that. It is a 40 centimetre by 40 centimetre quilt, and I've used a couple of 6-inch blocks and then a long rectangle. The reason I used the long rectangle was because I had this tie fabric and this clip, which is a toggle twisting clip, and I also was looking for keys, and I found that I had this. So this is off an old Lexus, so it's absolutely beautiful quality. It is a sliding up keyring, which I'm not going to be able to show you with one hand probably. Sliding up keyring, so there's little keys in there that he can play with. At the same time, he can also, if he's dexterous enough, close the press stud up. Now, because this is sort of heavy and a bit flappy, I've put a string of elastic there, so that'll just stop it sliding off. It can also be closed under the elastic, so it will hold it down. I've used a nice plain colour fabric, not too many patterns in this. There is a jump from darks to lights, but they do like contrast, so not too many patterns. Like if I'd put too many John Deere fabrics in and lots of other busy fabrics, it would have overpowered it. So down here I had this is my sort of fiddle block, and I've sewn on press studs. I've sewn them on really well. I put them on under with the machine, a little toggle that's nice flat and with that little bit of texture on the end. These are framing D-rings, so they won't rust or anything. They're quite good. They're sewn on with the machine as well, but they can just flip those or whatever. Some nice, really beautiful smooth beads that he can slide up and down. They're tied on with crochet cotton, not just ordinary cotton. Crochet cotton's better because they won't break off, and I've actually sewn it in. Now, the reason that we go into this grid format is so that we can hide all of our seams. All of the things are secured in the seams, double secured. They're secured on the block and then they're secured in the seams. So here's an old patchwork block I had, an old log cabin. That quilt never went anywhere. And so we've got a sliding belt buckle. We've got a little pocket here. Now this is a bit of fun. This was a belt, and it's like a paper. It's just this weird woven thing. So I put it through the washing machine and through the dryer, and it totally and utterly survived as long as I sewed it. So I sewed the ends so he can play and he can unravel, but he can only do it to a certain point. And I thought, you know what? I thought this looks like plants or corn stalks or something. So that's just a bit of fun in there, but it's also a great bit of texture, and it moves, and it's a great feeling. In this little pocket, I have also got a piece of fleece that is just long and square, because what they like to do apparently is rub on their face. So that's a nice long face rub if he wants. The other thing I've got hiding in here is I was thinking about this farmer, and I was thinking about his loves. He loves his John Deere tractor. He loves his Lexus car. He loves the land, but he also has a special love in his life. He holds dear. So I had this beautiful little heart button, and so I've put that on some elastic so he can get a close-up look if he wants, and he can stretch that. That is totally, absolutely secured in there. It will not go anywhere. This fabric up here is a great polar fleece, so it's two-sided, and then I've got this fabric. I don't know where it came from. It's bobbly. It doesn't pluck, so the fibers can't come out, but it feels great. It's like a real textured one. And then there's this beautiful soft fleece here. And what I've done here is I've gotten some of the other fleece and I've made a tube. So again, he can hold it. He can play with it. He can also put his fingers in and twiddle like that. So that is my farmers. I might call it my Farmer Joe quilt. And it's about 40 by 40. It is backed, not with fleece or flannel. I was thinking about maybe, you might get hot in this one, but I've got a great green and there's a little label on the back. So ready for their name and ward or location if they need it. And that's one of our busy blankets, part of the Gold Coast group.